I've reached the beginning. Now I see where the coil is supposed to be inserted. And insert the pole here as well, over the coil. Now follow the pattern. 1, 2, 3. The only thing left is to prime the item and cut the tails. Now start weaving the very stand for a cell phone. You weave the stand in the normal 2-tube rope technique. The peculiar thing about the stand is that it is going to bend. While you weave, this side seems to be the front one, but after it bends, the sides will take turns and this side will become the front one. That's why make all the joints while lengthening at this side, the front one. It is one point. Another point is that you have to weave it in such a way to prevent the poles from coming closer. I mean, you have to make sure that the extreme poles are kept parallel. You can insert knitting needles, for example. And one more thing, try making the turns as neat as possible, cause the turns will be clearly seen. There will be a lot of them. You weave in the direct and opposite rope, to the right, to the left. It is what I meant. Let all the joints be at the side directed toward you. It will become the wrong side. Continue weaving this way up to the required length. The length either depends on your font size or it can be standard. When you weave with short tubes, you have to lengthen them rather often. I've woven a few rows in height, after which you can lay it on a desk like this and continue weaving on its side. I've adjoined the knitting needle in order to keep the extreme tubes parallel, and continue weaving a rope. I've woven the cloth up to the required length. According to the size of the fronts I've measured, it is about 19-20 centimeters long, which is about 8 inches, from the top till the point of connection with the bottom. Leave the upper part so far and pass on to weaving the lower part. Here I succeeded in leading all the tubes through, but actually it is not so necessarily. You just have to lead a few tubes through, as with the extreme ones you just adjoin them like this. It is going to be this part, and later we are going to add some tubes for the section for business cards here. Actually, it depends on density of your weaving. You may lengthen the tubes right here, just insert them through a few rows. You will cut the tails afterwards anyway. Weave the same flat cloth around the same 8 poles. The length has to be sufficient to keep a phone inclined, not standing. By means of a trial method, I have concluded that the optimal length is about 4 cm in my case, about 1.5 inch. Weave a flat cloth in the technique of direct and opposite rope with turns. Continue weaving in the same way as the upper part. It is more convenient this way. It is time to connect the top and bottom parts. I finish the edge of the upper part. Drop some glue and lead the tube through. I mean that you have to fix the tails accurately in order to keep the row straight. After which you connect the parts and continue weaving, hugging 2 poles at a time, a top one and a bottom one. Weave 2 or 3 rows hugging 2 poles each time. After that, we cut 1 tube from each couple. The main task is to connect the parts in a very neat way in order to hide the transition points. Well, actually I could cut 1 top and 1 bottom tube in chess order, but I'd like my weaving to be strong, that's why I've decided to weave for a while like this, hugging 2 poles at a time. Continue. Weave 2 or 3 rows like this and then cut 1 of the doubled poles from each pair. You'd better cut the tubes at a sharp angle in order to hug the tubes neatly. Control your actions. You see the opposite side looks untidy. So overturn and pull the rows tight. Try your best to keep the weaving smooth, to keep transition unseen. Tighten the weaving a little this way and continue. Weave for about 4 centimeters, 1.5 inch, after connecting the parts and insert the tails accurately. I'm not going to make any edge trimming here, cause the distance is too short and the edge won't be neat. That's why I haven't lengthened the tubes. I'm just going to drop some glue and cut the ends. I woven about 4 centimeters after connecting the parts. insert the tails accurately. I haven't adjoined any additional tubes because I didn't plan any edge trimming. I will just glue and cut the tails very accurately. The weaving is too tight, so it is too hard to insert the tubes. So let's glue them thoroughly and cut. Let it fasten for a while and then cut. And apply the same technique as I've used for the first phone stand. Prime at first, and then adjoin a peg or some other base, maybe a thinner one, and tie it with a piece of thread in order to let the stand fasten shaped like this. Then cut the thread. This item has been primed already but not varnished yet. Varnish will make it still more rigid. It is only primed so far. Moreover, it has been primed with mixture of school glue and water. The structure is strong enough. This item will be made in the same way. The only thing left is weaving an additional section for business cards here. Let's prime the item. My school glue is not too thick, so I'm not mixing it with water, because I'd like the stand to be strong. Now it is important to soften the surface subject to bending. Fix it with the help of a thread. Well, I can even do without any base here. I don't like a T-pack in this case. Now the primed item fixed with a piece of thread has to fasten, after which you can cut the thread. It is high time for a summary. After the primer has fastened, the structure is strong enough, though it is not varnished yet. It is convenient for a cell phone. Here there is enough space for pens, pencils, rulers, and an additional section for note papers and business cards. The thing is rather useful and it saves space on your desk. Several functions united in a single item. So, good luck to all of you!